Hello everyone. Let me introduce you to our achiever of CAT 2019, Harleen. Harleen, can you tell us something about profile in brief before joining the B school that you have joined?
Hi everyone, I'm Haideen. I'm a PGP student at IIM Ahmedabad. Before joining IIM Ahmedabad, I did my graduation in computer engineering from COEP. I'm a 2019 batch pass out, and I also have 1 year work ex at Financial Consulting.
Okay, Harleen. So, did you started after 1 year of work experience, or you started during your college itself? Your preparation for CAT,
Uh,
basically.
yeah, so I started during my final year of engineering.
Okay, so how did you manage your preparation during your college days? Because you need to manage college as well as your preparation. And what went wrong in the CAT? How much percentile did you achieve so that you need to write it again?
So I was a full-time student at Genesis, and I used to attend their weekend classes. So in terms of like how I used to manage it with college, it was pretty easy because classes used to happen on weekends.
Okay,
So that way, I feel like handling CAT preparation during college is much easier compared to when you start working.
great.
So that I think helped me a bit. And regarding my first attempt, I scored 98.92 percentile, and I also managed to convert some of my calls and cozy code. But I decided not to go ahead with it because I felt like I had underperformed in CAT, and there, like I could do much better in terms of my CAT score to begin with, and I definitely wanted to join either A, B, or C.
Okay.
So
Okay, great, Harleen. But leaving IIM Kozhikode, right, in your first attempt when you were a fresher, just pass out from a college, I don't think so.
yeah,
It would have been a easy decision for you or your family to take, right? Because not many people have a courage to leave IIM Kozhikode converted call and with getting a 99.92 percentile, 98.92 percentile,
in
right? And then trying for one more year, right? So was that easy decision for you?
personally, if you are asking me, in my head, I was pretty sure that I wanted to repeat. But it was a difficult decision in terms of convincing my parents because they thought that already this is a very long and arduous process.
Correct.
And I had come till the end and I had converted a decent enough college. So there are a lot of, like risks involved when you repeat. Like, what if you don't even convert this college in second year?
Correct.
So that was the hesitation from my parents' side. And I think what really gave me the courage to repeat was that I used to perform much better during my mock tests than like what I scored in the actual CAT exams. So I knew that I already had it in me, and Sandeep sir also really, saw that potential in me, and he also never doubted that whether I should repeat or not. So it was very clear from my side and sir's side because we saw that potential.
Correct.
And I think the difficult part was just convincing my parents, which Sandeep sir helped me in. He convinced my dad, and yeah, it
Great.
was.
No, I'm so proud of you, first of all, because you were convinced, and that is how I was able to convince your parents. Because first, the candidate has to be fully convinced, right? So, can you tell our viewers, because I know everything, but can you tell our viewers that the second year journey, how did you? Can you just talk about how did you prepared? How many hours did you used to give, right? Because second year there was a hectic job also. I still remember you used to be so
Yeah.
tired, right? Used to while coming to center sometimes you used to be so tired, right? And still you maintained the entire enthusiasm. So can you tell brief how did you manage uh, all in all your preparation for first year and second year? How do you balance these two? Matlab, how do you
Yeah.
compare these two?
So, when comparing my first year, I was a full time student, and Sir very systematically covered the portion. We used to solve handouts in class, and he used to give us handouts to solve at home. And he covered the entire portion very systematically for us. So, when like my first attempt ended, like my basics were in place, and I didn't have to worry about that. So during my second attempt, I took a little time off, and I focused just on mocks because conceptually I was in the right place.
Correct.
So comparatively, I would say that I was not able to give enough time during my second year of preparation, but I was already in a good place to begin with. So I managed, and I used to study mainly during weekends, and I used to devote at least 5 to 6 hours. I used to give mocks. So that was really my strategy during the second year.
Okay, Arlene, let's concentrate more on the second year, right? How did you manage your time efficiently in the three sections, right? There are three sections in CAT, right? DILR, verbal, quant, right? So, were you equally good in all the three sections? Or did you give equal time? How many hours? Can you throw some more light on section wise, right? Because most of the students struggle, right, clearing sectional cutoff of all the sections.
Yeah, so I was a bit weak in BARC, and like my scores used to fluctuate a lot. That's the section where a lot of aspirants they score a lot, and the percentile range it's really high for BARC. So I really thought that by not performing well in BARC, I was um, it was pulling me down a bit. So VRC was definitely my weakest section, and I used to run away from it a lot because I didn't know like if I'm getting that RC question wrong. In my head, this was the correct answer. Why is this wrong? Like like it used to really bother me, and I used to run away from the preparation. But like during my second year, I just knew because during my first attempt, VRC pulled me down, so I knew that I couldn't do that any longer. So I really focused on VRC during my second attempt. I used to read a lot of, passages from different streams, like really like boring stuff which you don't really
Correct.
want to read. Like force yourself to read because that'll really help you. Your reading speed needs to be
Correct.
decent enough so that you can allocate enough time to RCs. RCs have like higher weightage in VARC, and just really practicing and solving all the mocks that really helps in VARC. At least pull up your scores. Regarding LRDI and QA, was my favorite section. Like I used to solving all these sets and aim of solving 6 sets in 1 hour. I think I used to target that. And for QA, again, my basics were in place. So I used to just solve mocks for QA as well. Like, and Sir is really good at shortcuts and all. So whenever I used to meet him during the weekends, he used to try to tell me that he used to try to tell me about the better ways of solving a particular question. So yeah, that was my
Harleen,
start.
how many hours do you think so? A general candidate. Let us help the viewers, right? Those who are aspiring to get into those B schools, right? What do you
Yeah.
think so? How many hours they need to put in a day or a week, uh, as per you, right? If let's say they are a first
Yeah.
timer, and if let's say they are a second timer.
So, like, obviously, a lot of preparation needs to go in because there are people who are repeating and who will be in a better off stage compared to you if you're a first timer. So definitely a lot of preparation needs to go in the beginning to get your basics in place. I remember I used to solve like all the handout sets or used to give diligently and pay attention in class and solve it, after coming home immediately. Like there was no backlog.
Correct.
So even I think during the first year, if you're just solving and like just at par with what sir is teaching and like being really diligent with all your concepts, that like half work is done over there. So I think that is really important in terms of time. Like it obviously varies from person
Correct.
to
But
person, but
approximately.
definitely like I used to like skip college and I used to study like almost like every day, I think.
Correct.
That was because I used to like studying all these subjects. It wasn't really boring for me, at least LRDI QA. So the motivation has to come from within. Like, don't really, like, if you're forcing yourself to study, you won't be able to sustain it for a really long time. I was clear that I wanted to do my MBA from a really good college. And this is obviously like my last degree.
So,
So I
So taking your answer ahead, right? They should
Yeah.
definitely give at least 4 or 5 hours a day, right? At least if they are a first timer, right? Per day. If not, some days
Yeah.
they need to balance it during the weekends or whenever they will get more time, so that they are well placed while giving the mocks. Harleen, how many mocks did you approximately give in the first year of your preparation, and how many mocks total in all? Approximately, if you don't remember exact data, right? Approximately how many mocks did you give in your second attempt?
I think during my first attempt, I actually gave more marks. I think I'd given somewhere around 60 to 70 during my
Great,
first attempt, and during my second attempt, it was around 40, I think, because
correct.
I didn't have much time because I was working.
Correct. So, Harleen, can you tell me, giving mocks is important, or analysis also is important, and how you used to analyze the mocks, right? And because sometimes you don't, your mocks scores sometimes goes down also, right? So, were you motivated to give another mock, right? So, can you help our viewers telling your experience, which will really help them in terms of analyzing the mocks and facing ups and downs in the mocks?
Yeah, so like definitely not getting demotivated is very important. Something that I really struggled with were all these, anxiety and mental issues. Like, what if I don't do well during the exam? After you put in a lot of effort, obviously all that fear creeps in. And keeping a cool and composed mind really helps a lot. This is the reason why I didn't do well during my first attempt in CAT, because my BARC section didn't go well. I just got bogged down by that and just left LRDI and QA, which were my strong sections. So, like, definitely don't get demotivated by, low mock scores. Like, if you're being diligent, like, in the beginning, obviously, like, you'll score less, but I've seen people gradually, when they keep on working hard towards the end, August,
Correct.
this score definitely keeps on improving. And if there's something that you're really struggling with, obviously, sir will guide you, and it can always get better, but don't take like one mock score to heart, and like definitely don't get demotivated by that, because you need to be calm.
Harleen, how do you analyze the mocks, right? How you used to
Yeah.
do the analysis part?
Yeah, so for analysis, I used to look at all the sums that I didn't get, and whether these were the questions I should have attempted during the exam or not. So some of the questions are time consuming, and I like not in my comfort zone. So I used to decide like that judgment whether you want to attempt this question or not. I used to look at the question in that sense. And also, if there's any shortcut or if it was an easy question, then I definitely look at the method that they've used to solve the question. That is really important. And also, like a lot of the mocks, they give the time, like the time spent on a particular question. That is really important. Like
Correct.
if it's a like easy or medium difficulty level question and you're spending like more than 2 minutes on it, like that's just like wastage of your time, right? You have to move on. So even analyzing how much time you're spending on a particular question, and if there is a better method to solve a question, like even if you've got a correct answer, like always see if there's a better method to solve it. Sir will
Correct.
give you a lot of shortcuts. He's like an expert at it. So
Harleen,
yeah,
coming on to the last lap, right? You converted your IIM Kozhikode call in the first year. You converted IIM
yeah.
Ahmedabad in the second year. Second year, what was your percentile, Harleen, by the way? Because viewers don't know your score in the second first year, you scored 98.92, took a year gap. Second year, what was your score in CAT?
Second year I scored 99.83.
Great. And can you tell our viewers something about the last stage, which is the GDPA, right? How did you manage that, right? What all
Yeah.
you need to cover? Any tips for the
Hmm.
budding, your juniors, maybe,
Hmm.
right? Maybe juniors.
So GDP, like getting your calls is like half work done. After that, it's very, very competitive, and you shouldn't, stop hustling after getting your calls. Keep on working hard, because during GDPI, they can literally ask you anything under the sun. So I remember during my first attempt, like I had gone for a lot of interviews, and like there will be some really bizarre questions thrown your way, and you need to be prepared for everything, like literally everything. So your graduation subjects, very important. Like you need to revise it. I had learned it the hard way, but before I am in the interview, I had revised everything because I didn't want to take that chance.
Correct.
So your current affairs and like everything, like your hobbies, what you like to do in your free time,
Correct.
your HRQ questions, everything needs to be rehearsed and kind of you should know that what you want to say during the interview. So really prepare on these answers and discuss with sir or like your other aspirant friends. And a lot of work needs to go on even in the last
Correct.
like
So you cannot take it for granted. Once you get a
yeah,
percentile, once you get calls, you need to know that the second stage is far more competitive, right?
yeah.
And finally, Harleen, can you throw some light on the life at IIMA, the so-called, matlab, are there students from other planets who used to come, or they are within us only, or how competitive it is? Are you
Yeah.
enjoying your you need to definitely enjoy your fruits, right, that you have sown a year or a 2 year ago, right? So how is the
Yeah.
experience so that they can
Firstly,
motivate?
yeah. Yeah, firstly, students here are very normal. They're just like you and me. A lot of my friends have given CAT multiple times and they didn't give up. I know like people who have given CAT three, four times and then they've made it. So they had that motivation from within to, not give up. So like everyone's normal over here. Like obviously everyone's journey is different and some people probably have to work a little harder, but it's achievable for
Correct.
everyone. Coming to life at IIM Ahmedabad, like everyone has heard, it is hectic
Correct.
and obviously like the grind never stops. So
Okay.
after converting a college, like you'll have to keep on working hard. So if you build that mentality of working hard and
Correct.
hustling, that'll help you during your B school as well.
Correct.
So build that up. And it's definitely hectic, and a lot of our college experience was taken away due to COVID. But still, I got an opportunity to be on campus and obviously being with your friends and just interacting with different people. That's always fun. So,
So it's feel great, right, to be a part
yeah,
of
yeah,
the best college in India as far as the MBA colleges are concerned. So we wish you all the very best, Harleen. Nice to hear your experience. I think so. It should motivate a lot of students, right? Maybe first timers to those who are aspiring to get into IMK, but those who have aspirations like you, it should even motivate them that they should not give up, right? Though they have achieved certain things, but if they are not satisfied from within, they need to take that courage, right, to do justice to their potential, as I say. So it was very nice hearing to you.
yeah.
Entire Genesis fraternity is always going to be proud of you because you are one student who didn't have even inched out of leaving the first year calls to be converted and then trying for the next year, right? So wish you all the very best from all of us.
And I want to thank you so personally because you've been such a huge inspiration and a really big part of my journey. And like people at Genesis really care about you, your progress, your preparation. I've joined the B school. Still, whatever happens, major milestones in my life, I always keep her updated because he has helped me along my journey and like they really become a part of your life, which I feel is really missing compared like when you compare it with other coaching institutes. I feel like that personal connect is really what makes Genesis really special. And he'll really, you know he'll push you to work harder. He'll know when you're not working hard and he'll push you, and I feel like no one does that today's day and age. And really thank you for that, sir.
So
Like,
nice of you. I'm humbled with all what you said. But really, it is the students who keeps on motivating, and only students like you who have the will to reach where they dream of is something which keeps me going, frankly speaking. So I should also personally thank students like you who has helped me keep going in these tough times as well, right? Motivated me. So we've earned each other for life. Thank you very much for sharing
yeah,
your experience, Harleen.
my pleasure, sir. Thank you.